Uh, Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and what exactly or what I'm working on these things called integrative medicine, complementary medicine. Though I'm being a product of a conventional medical school, I believe that there is a need for complementary medical system, and we need to try to take up this particular things with the mainstream. And the idea here is I've been always on the record that we need to mix, take the best of both the worlds. And what happens with allopathic or only Western medicine, it uses a model on biomechanical and biochemical medical science. So the solution, the thing here is the solution relies heavily on the pharmaceutical approach to control symptoms or surgical corrections, such as heart bypass, that do not address the underlying problems. So the main emphasis was given on lowering the cholesterol levels with statin drugs, and I somewhere believe this is not the solution either. People who are on statin drugs and they are getting into some other problems, and I can always see the number of depressions, increase in depressions, people getting into some kind of other issues, vascular calcifications, people getting into something like needless myalgias, rhabdomyolysis, CKD. So what happens is we need to, or I was always telling that we need to be careful and see the best of things what we can work it out. So let us not totally seduced by that targeted gene modulation based on the newest and latest advancements in genetic and molecular biology. See, have been this targeted therapy and all that. People are being subjected for so many autoimmune conditions. They are being given this kind of things. See, what I believe that most of the chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer is mainly based on your lifestyles, eating habits, and environment in which you live in. It is the major kind of thing. So we are talking about epigenetics, where there is an environmental factor which adds to your genetics, and it is not the genetics which play a major role. Genetics play a smaller role than you were led to believe. So unless there is a factors which happens that genetic expression to appear, so what happens is that you may be having genetic things which runs, but if you are not that epigenetic, that if you have that gene expression doesn't come unless you ask for it, in the sense you ask for it. There are some environmental factors, there are so many things which I can always tell you. This is simple as we talk about what is the diabetes, or what is we are talking about. It's a simple thing. I want to tell you, this is I do get my patients are from three generations. One family, three generations they come to me. So the grandfather got diabetes, genetic, at 65 or 70, and your father got at 45, 50, and the third generation, about 25, 30, he's already into pre-diabetes. He says, I'm getting it genetic, I have got that genetic drift, and I am going to get that. So somewhere you need to there is a reason to work it out. I somewhere believe, yes, if it is only the genetic component, the younger generation who is in 25 to 30 in that pre-diabetic, he should get diabetes only at 60, but 65. But what is happening if it is only the genetics? It should appear at that age, because there are some variables. We are talking about plastics, which are bisphenols. We are talking about drinking water, hardness of the drinking water. We are talking about something like big things, aloxon, the vitamin A. There are chemicals, a lot of chemicals which are causing this early onset diabetes. It is what is happening is your gene expression is occurring early in the life. You don't have to wait. If it's only genetics, it should occur only at 65 or 70. We are kind of stuff. So this is the take which we are trying to follow it. See, needless to say, our health is directly related to the several factors, which includes healthy diet, foods that which aren't really processed. I'm absolutely against that thing of processed foods. The quality of the soil, what we see nowadays, quality of soil is, when I talk about this, the depletion of magnesium. There is a kind of, the soil is depleted of magnesium. No matter whatever fruits you are taking, whatever things you are doing, it is not supplementing that magnesium. So the practice of sustainable organic farming, to promote nutritious foods, we are not having that kind of sustainable organic farming either. And you need to always try to see that all this chemical laden farming, which is it's a big kind of territory, the chemicals and all that, which is causing a problem. uh, I need to tell you, our plants acquire photons from the sun for photosynthesis and convert it to edible crops. When we eat fruits, vegetables, meats, or fish, we go through the reverse engineering accomplished by mitochondria to release the biophotons while producing the energy currency called ATP. So we call biophotons, photons are the basis of life, and it is the invisible force. And see, what we have seen, incurable means immeasurable by Western medical science, but in what happens with the energy medicine and what I'm talking about, this biophotonics and all that, energy medicine understands the existence of invisible energy fields that can be measured by ancient principles, or we try to work out by some simple kind of stuff, which is called ART and all that, or it can be worked out by acupuncture and meridians and all that. So the curing the incurable becomes possible when we measure the immeasurable. So all health professionals are usually they try to look into this particular stuff. And I was also quite new to this particular thing when I attended what is this biophoton, what is Albert Poole, or what is that kind of things. So I'll just give a simple thing which I understood, which is quite easy if I can tell you. See, from cellular communications, what happens is, when we talk about cellular communications, one professor called Fritz Albert Poole, he was a theoretical physicist and biophysicist from Germany, proves that cells communicate by means of biophotons as information carriers. A biophoton is a photon of light that is emitted from a biological system that can be detected by a special measuring instrument. We try to measure by, I have some kind of things which we do some thing called ART process. We try to measure that particular thing, and that's beauty of that particular thing. So which biophotons trigger all the biochemical reactions. So in a proper healthy person, there is a smooth bioarrays. There is a biophotons. There is a kind of things which are almost linear and goes like this. It is so we measure, is there any alteration in the there is a disk array. If there is some kind of thing, we pick up with that particular instrument, and that is something which we call as something of there are simple complex electromagnetic fields creating an invisible body. See, you have got this body, but you have a trans-ethereal body when front of that. That is made up of this kind of biophotons. What happens is that, see, all these biophotons completely disappear when cell death occurs. We had a, see, this can be easily measured, and by it has been taught in Ayurvedic chakra system and traditional Chinese medicine as well as acupuncture also. and I happen to have my teacher is a German doctor who told me about, who taught me about all this stuffs. So this particular thing is what exactly is the approach? This new system of science of energy medicine, linking human body, mind, and these biophotons. This things which usually covers, we talk about right from mercury toxicity, we talk about something like dental related problems, we talk about some kind of geopathic disturbance also in this particular thing. I'll be very keen. There are some we wait. We what we understood from here. There are five levels of healing. One is the body healing. Second comes with the is the kind of the fourth is the intuitive. Fifth is the spiritual, and you have third and second and third. Second is emotional body, and the third one is like we call it as a I. See, these are the things, the levels of healing. So with allopathy, we are only about talking about the body levels. We are talking only about the biochemistry and all that. We are not talking about the emotional part, how you connect the emotional kind of stuff, how do you connect the intuitive body, what are you doing with the spiritual kind of thing. But as a healer, as a kind of trying to work on all this stuffs, because I somewhere believe we need to offer a complete package. It's not just something which we can always tell, okay, heart bypass surgery is over, that's fine. Cancer surgery was done, radiation is done, and I believe cancer is there are a lot of negative emotional factors. The people who has cancer, they where it is not just at that level. It's not just at that level. They had impending emotional this particular stuff. So these are the things. They have heavy feelings. They had they are not most of them what I have seen. They are very sensitive people. They had some kind of trauma, any kind of trauma which leads them into this particular stuff. So there is few doctors who has done a good work on that, but that's not into the purview. But I can always tell you, these are the vital links to the vibrant health. Vital links are combining best of both the practices. Take the allopathy, take the best out of it. Along with that, look into that energy medicine, look into the other systems. What the best you can always have it. Try to go for that. Thank you.